Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are in the world. We are back in familiar surroundings. Of course, if you can remember, if you were here last week, we did something a little different, whereby I did a studio tour of everything that you see not only in this frame, but on all of the videos that I make here at vidIQ. So didn't see that live stream last week, do make sure to check it out. And thank you to every single one of you who allowed me to, I guess, indulge myself a little bit last week. But as I say, we are back to regular service today, which means that for the next couple of hours, we will be doing channel audits here at vidIQ, which basically means you all filter into this lecture theatre, learning hall, internet classroom, submit your channels, and we get a chance to look at some of them and, I guess, encourage you, inform you, strategize with you, motivate you on this YouTube journey, because we know that YouTube can be hard and it can be frustrating, and it can be, as weird as this sounds, a very lonely place when you are creating content by yourself for an audience on the internet. So what we have here is a community where all of us gather together to work together to support the channels that we have and are trying to grow to make a positive impact on our community and change lives. We here at vidIQ are merely guides, facilitators. I like to call myself a passionate educator with a little bit of knowledge and wisdom that I love to share with my audience to help them realize the same dream I had a decade ago of turning this side hustle, this hobby, into a full-time profession. And that's what I did, but I want you to do it even quicker. As you may have gathered, I am here by myself once again, but fingers crossed, next week, we may have the return of a co-host, but I don't want to make any promises just yet. Thank you, Kayfabe Games. Acknowledge me. I'm sure you'll know what that means. Not sure everybody else will. But yeah, here we are in the Tuesday channel audit live streams. And just a couple of disclaimers to kick this live stream off. You may have noticed that it's incredibly bright here on my right-hand side. I think your left. That is because something's happened to the gravitational pull of the sun here in the UK, and it is a million miles closer to the UK than it normally is, which means that it is incredibly hot today. Let me just show you the temperatures I'm having to deal with. It's like 28 degrees, which is, I don't know, low 80s, mid 80s Fahrenheit. I may turn on the air conditioning if it gets ridiculously hot, and then you'll have to let me know whether it's just annoyingly loud. But I'm going to try and persevere for the time being. But yeah, it's very bright as well, as you can no doubt see. And I'm noticing that my voice sounds a little hoarse, and that's because I think I have a cold. I had a terrible night's sleep. Don't give me too much sympathy. Well, maybe a little bit of sympathy. But yeah, I'm running on zero sleep, lots of ibuprofen and ice gems, if any of you know what that is. It's a UK sweet, which I really needed. I will trade you, Rob. It's 104 here right now. That's even hotter. But Old Man Gib, here's the question. Do you have air conditioning that you can use? Because if I put my air conditioning on, you won't be able to hear a word I say. So it's just very hot in the office today. Anyway, we can put aside all of the troubles and struggles, because we as creators, we just fight against that, don't we? Whatever problems we have and roadblocks and obstacles we have in the way, we just dust ourselves off. Let me say that again. We dust ourselves off, get up, and go again, because we are relentless as creators. And of course, what you're here for are channel audits. So let me show you, if you're a brand new visitor to this live stream, as I see in the chat many of you are, let me show you how this live stream is going to work for the next couple of hours with this exactly 41-second onboarding. And I'm still not sure why I call it onboarding. This is your weekly YouTube channel audit live stream. All you need to do is use the correct link in the description, fill out the form, and we'll consider your channel for review. That's right, channel reviews are free, but you can send us a super chat and watch us discuss your question live on air. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We will share with you our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a massive shout out and thanks to our moderators who do an awesome job every single live stream. And that's your onboarding done. What channels have you brought us this week? Yeah, so that's how I would usually sound if I didn't have a cold. Housekeeping is per the usual. We encourage super chats, but we encourage them to be sent sooner rather than later because we don't want to get stuck with dozens of super chats to try and tackle in the final few moments of the live stream, and try and keep them broadly based on YouTube conversation, not your specific channel, because it's really hard to answer a super chat from a question that comes in when we're not checking your channel. And we don't audit channels based off of super chats, because typically we get at least one super chat per week asking for a channel audit. We want to keep that portion of a live stream completely free. And as per the norm, our audience is you, content creators. And the idea here is that we audit channels not based on the fact that you're going to get a shout out in front of hundreds of people and they're automatically going to subscribe to your channel, because that's not going to happen, because the people who are watching this live stream are not your audience. So try to get yourself in the mindset of the following. And that is that we are using your channels as a canvas to talk about the fundamentals of content creation and growing a channel. So there is a possibility, quite a large possibility actually, that your channel may not be audited. So if you're waiting with bated breath at the edge of a seat that your channel is going to get audited, and you're not paying attention to the things that I'm going to be discussing throughout this live stream, then we're not really going to get on here, I'm afraid, because you'll be 2 hours into this and you'll say, oh, my channel wasn't audited. And that's because we get hundreds of channel audits every single week. But anyway, I have some good news here, some really good news, because typically I don't have a co-host for the first hour. And I never want to promise co-hosts, because due to the unique way that the Earth spins around the sun, we have different time zones, and my co-hosts are hours ahead behind me. But I want to give a huge, awesome thank you to this person who's just booting up right now. And joining us, it's Travis, joining us at the very beginning of a live stream. Hey. All right. And he's brought his own music, which I probably just need to continue talking over to make sure we don't get copyright.
You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
But no, I know. You are the tribal chief now, I guess. You've taken over that mantle. I'm the tribal chief,
yes. I'm the tribal chief.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Travis, so we can audit from the very beginning here. You are literally a cold-infested, you're saving a cold-infested host here. Well, I've got a terrible cold. And I haven't.
Oh, no.
I was really worried I was going to struggle through this live stream, but now I have a co-host. It's just like,
you know how I get over, you know, how I kind of avoid that? I don't leave the house like at all, ever. So I never have to worry about that.
So that's the top tip for creators, right? If you want to keep to like 100% output and productivity, just don't leave the house and create.
All I need is a little bit of reality TV shows, some internet, some games, and I'm good.
Right. Let's audit a channel, shall we? The first one that's submitted on the forms this week as per the usual. Let's see if I can get this on screen. There we go. And they are NewLevelHobby. Now, I know that some of you will be aware that I've really got into 3D printing in the last few months, but I promise you this is merely a coincidence. I haven't picked this channel. They were the first channel to submit on the forms, and it just happens to be about 3D printing. Oh. So with 250 subscribers, 30 videos of describe themselves as 3D printing, painting, DIY. It allows me to take a bit of a verbal break and allow Travis to just introduce us to what we're looking at here.
Before we get into what we're looking at here, I actually, it's funny. I just ordered something from Etsy from a 3D printer person who, you know, can print things. There's these little things, these little buttons that I use on one of my video game controllers that you can get different colors and different, you know, styles and stuff. And all this person doing is just 3D printing it. And it's such a great side hobby. I don't know how much money they're making, but to me, when I look at a channel like this is just a funnel, a potential funnel into a side business. And I don't know if we talked about it here, but we certainly talked about it on the boost, that you don't need to have a lot of subscribers to go full-time on YouTube. You really don't. There's a whole bunch of creators out there that have less than, you know, 30, 40,000 subscribers that are full-time because they've been able to figure out how to take something that they love and make it into a business. I met a guy at a meetup last week. Creator Now and vidIQ did a meetup, and he uses his YouTube channel, not completely unlike this channel right here, as a funnel for his business. And he has a full-time business with employees. He gets 30,000 views a month, and he has a full-time business. So just consider that. Anyway,
well, I guess like if we're jumping into a bit of advanced strategy here straight away, Travis, we're looking at the description. Currently, they have no links to anything, whether it be their own store or affiliate links to selling filaments for printing. So that could be something that they would certainly want to investigate. Like, here's a filament, here's a color filaments for this, and if you want to buy one of these, it's available on my store. So, like, you know, going like 100 steps forward, just as an idea of how to monetize the channel. You know, 750 subscribers before you can do that with ad revenue. Definitely worth talking about.
I mean, there's a fan who would want to buy that thing.
Yeah.
100% there is. Also, I noticed I've never seen this before. You see that the music it picked was from the YouTube library at the bottom description. That's so cool.
I did briefly notice that.
Well, the interesting thing about that is I've long been telling people who are music channels to you know, submit their channel to the music library, but as far as them being found, it was really difficult. But now it just surfaced it on the page, which is amazing. I don't know. It probably won't work now, right?
Come on, internet.
Anyway, yeah. So this is cool. I love what is it, a SpongeBob underwater thing. So 20 amazing 3D prints from the last month. And again, this is perfect for having a side. Oh yeah, that's good.
Good start. All right, great. Great. Let's go again, shall we? Hey, we're back in.
Hey, there we go. This is perfect for a little side hustle, because then you could sell these top 20 things and they're like, I saw it on YouTube, and you can charge extra for it. But this is good. So my assumption here is that this channel is about how to do things, but they would have to link to the file, right? Like, otherwise this is kind of pointless.
Yeah. So in 3D printing, you have I think it's STL files or 3MF files. There's still like a growing community in 3D printing where a lot of stuff is given away for free, but then like the super high tech, really valuable models the files can be sold. So I don't know if a creator is creating their own stuff or they're just taking it from elsewhere. We'd have to figure that out.
Yeah, obviously really important. But yeah, I think worst case scenario, you should be linking to the files, especially if they're not yours. Like if the files that you used here are not files you've created, then absolutely link to wherever you got these from, because someone's gonna look at it, oh, that's really cool. I really want that. Maybe they have a 3D printer. And the more you do that, the more people are gonna have a purpose to come back. Because unfortunately, like, let's say I'm into 3D modeling and I love everything you're showing, but I never know where to get any of it. That's frustrating for me. So it's probably a better use to have those files linked somewhere, and however that all works. I would definitely look into that. But thumbnails are not too bad. Obviously some could be better, but they're not too bad. You can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, and the channel's at this point, well, they're 2 years into their YouTube journey, but only 30 videos into their YouTube journey. So I would agree that the thumbnails are an acceptable range at this point. I guess what I would say from an audience point of view is I'm not getting a strong vibe of, I guess, the how-tos of 3D printing. It feels more like an experience, or like it explores the culture. And, you know, you have these listicles, top 20 amazing 3D print ideas. That's cool. 6 mind-blowing 3D print models you must see. That's cool. But I guess if you wanted to try and bring in people who are interested in actually getting into 3D printing themselves, there may be some opportunities for broad-based beginner how-to tutorials if you wanted to go down that route as well. Because at the moment, it seems to me like you're sharing a lot of the experience. And like, you know, this is the printer I use, the LGU Neptune 3 Pro. And then you have time lapses. So cool experience. But beyond that, how can we get the audience to kind of get involved in printing as well? Because you're probably appealing to an audience that already has a 3D printer, but maybe less so those who are interested in 3D printing, but have got no experience of how to do it.
Yeah, indeed. Oh my gosh, old man Gibbs said it already.
Yeah, so let's go to the next channel after we celebrate Old Man Gib giving us 20 gifted vidIQ memberships.
It's crazy.
And
he's insane.
This is where you will be able to use our emojis, custom emojis, and share them as frivolously as you can in the chats. And moderators allow our members to share as many random emojis as we can. I've been saying this now for I think an entire year. We are going to do some more emojis at some point.
You know what I'm going to do, because now I'm kind of far ahead on the main channel. I think I'm going to do the members only release of a video early. I can do that because I have enough videos uploaded. So maybe this week, all you new members will get to see a video a day in advance.
Wow.
That'll be nice and special. Then we old man Gib actually sent an email in last week to the podcast, which we answered, and it was very interesting. So if you are interested in that, check out the boost by vidIQ.com. If the mod could put the link in, you can listen to the advice we gave old man Gib, which was really fun. I loved it.
Let's move on to the next channel. We are auditing here the Debbie Way Gaming. They have 1,400 subscribers, lots of videos, 600 videos at this point. But I think the reason for that could be because they are, as they said in their form, a predominantly live streaming channel, which means that they can crank out content at quite a significant output. We look here that all of these videos have been done in the last 7 days. So it feels to me like they're live streaming probably once a day at this point. And I think there's also a key here that I'll probably talk about, Travis, is that they are both a VR and a PC gaming channel. But maybe if you leave that topic to me and just give us a brief overview of what you can see here.
It's weird how there's two thumbnails that stand way out here. I don't know if you've recognized.
Is it these two?
It could be. I mean, that could have something to do. You see the splash of color in amongst of everything that just kind of fades to the back. I think that's interesting. Obviously, when it seems like you have a darker theme overall, and then you have these two that kind of stand out. Definitely take a look and see if those perform better than the others. But also seems like you're kind of doing a lot of different games. And from a thumbnail perspective, look, there's a couple that are exactly the same. What's that? Mystery Unfolds, and then of course the Mystery of Seven Keys. So I guess it's from the same game.
Yeah, it looks to be the thumbnail is identical except for the text at the top here. But you just at a glance you wouldn't notice that, would you? You'd just be scrolling through and think, oh, I've already seen this live stream, because it's so close to all of the other thumbnails.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool if they do VR, because I love VR, but I don't know of any of these being VR games. Maybe the Walkabout Mini Golf.
Walkabout Mini Golf, as you can see from the demonstration, is definitely from VR. But this one, again, if I mouse over it, I can see them in the top right-hand corner actually playing this game.
Without it, yeah.
And
I think one thing that I've noticed about VR versus non-VR is that it's pretty segmented.
Yeah.
Mostly, if you're into VR, you're way into VR. If you're not into VR, you don't want to see anything about VR. Like you almost hate it at some point. I personally love it, but it's very rare you come across a channel that does both. And I think there's a reason for that.
And so I think that's where the challenge is for this creator, isn't it? Like, really, you should be leaning into that niche, that VR niche, very strongly, or not having it interrupt your regular programming. Because like, I think VR is cool, and I've got a VR headset, but like many VR headset owners, it's now collecting dust after a few years of owning it. You really get into it for a bit, and then I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the amount of time it takes to set up a VR headset, or the many of the games feel like tech demos and whatever. But yeah, I think that segmenting could be an issue to begin with, Travis. But also, I did a quick search, as you see up here, Nancy Drew, Mysteries of the Seven Keys. So I then filtered by the last month just to try and get an idea of what the general audience is currently. And while there are channels creating content, if I'm seeing someone here with 22,000 subscribers and they can only manage 150 views in 4 days, that suggests to me that there isn't enough of a active audience interested in this game. So this channel is already really restricting their audience. So is it a case of they find something that's more recent, more popular? What do you think we can sort of suggest here beyond what I'm kind of stating as the obvious?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you look for the things that work best on your channel, and then from there try to figure out what other video games are like those that you could do that people would be interested in. It's just the easiest way to figure out, you know, what type of content you should be doing.
Poirot's London Mystery. They had 2 videos on that live stream game, which is the most popular.
There's a couple of mystery games you could play then. For example, Detroit Becomes Human is an amazing game, and a little bit of a great storyline behind it. There's a couple Sherlock Holmes games, which would lock right into that. So I would look into themes of games.
And probably the final thing to just call out here, and Dan would usually give you the expert advice here, in that I know it can be challenging doing live streams because you don't know what to expect, and there's kind of an enjoyment of spontaneity around that. But once the live stream has concluded, if you want to try and create some longevity in this content so that it's watched later on, then whatever the story or the theme that was prevalent throughout that live stream, you almost want to repackage your content to appeal to that audience. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to typically get, I would say, I'm guessing you're probably getting maybe 5 to 10 concurrent viewers on these live streams, and then maybe 20 or 30 views afterwards in the first 48 hours, and then it's just flat lines. Nothing happens to it. And we should know, because it happens to this live stream every single week. We are guaranteed to get 10,000 views on these live streams, and then they just flatline, because we know it's kind of like you have to be there in the moment to really enjoy it. And I feel as if these live streams may have a bit more longevity, but you've got to put the effort in afterwards to repackage it to appeal to the audience. Otherwise, they do look like the classic Let's Play content that many gaming channels use, and it doesn't have that longevity long term. Anyway, I am rambling a bit there, so I'll move on from this channel audit. And Travis, you're usually not here at this point, but what I like to do after the first 2 channel audits, and particularly after the first gaming channel audit, is get a bit self-indulgent and ask you and everybody else what video game they've been playing and rate it out of 10 in the real life type of out of 10. So I'm not saying 1 of 10 means it's amazing, which is what you do in YouTube land, but like 10 out of 10 is the best video game you've played in your life. And people tend to just say whatever they're playing right now is a 10 out of 10 game, which usually isn't the case. And if they don't play a video game, what hobby or pastime are they enjoying to take them away from YouTube? Because we always recommend, like a bit of R&R time, like getting away from even YouTube, because it can be all encompassing at times. So, for example, I think this might be a correct answer. Super Mario 64. I would agree that is a 10 out of 10 game. It's utterly brilliant. We've got another one here playing Red Dead Redemption. Is that Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2? Because I think the first one is brilliant, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is utterly boring in the same way that Breath of the Wild is. But that's just my frontier gibberish opinion. We've got 10 out of 10 here for Chrono Trigger. That is a blast. That's a huge blast from the past, that game. So, Travis, what game have you been playing recently? Or if not a game, what have you been doing to keep yourself company?
I've been playing a lot of Tekken 8. And I'm using, let me show you. And
All right.
I kind of get obsessed with these things now. So like I printed out thing.
Ah,
This is called a hitbox, or it's actually let's see,
cool.
my thing is getting out. Anyway, so this is a controller, and I bought several of these controllers. I don't know when I get obsessed with these things, because I found that you can not only do I kind of like the way they work, B, you can actually make like art for them, print them out, and then put them underneath. That's what you saw. I actually made that art and then had it made, so you can customize them, which is great. And then I play Tekken 8, so that's what I've been using for that, and I would give it an 8
Cool.
out of 10.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I currently I am just finished, and Victoria or Travis, if you don't want to put some more people's comments up, I just finished Lego City Undercover, which was basically Grand Theft Auto but in Lego world. And
Really?
it was enjoyable, and it was one of those games I had to 100%, and that was like collecting hundreds of characters, hundreds of bricks. Like it's taken like 3 or 4 weeks and 40 hours of my life.
Really?
But I did enjoy playing it. And the beauty of the PSN network is then that you can just find some random new game to play. And I've forgotten exactly what it's called, something along the lines of Lilies of Evil, or somebody might be able to correct me in the chat, but it's like a Metroidvania 2D exploring game. And I'm getting myself into that, and it's quite enjoyable.
Okay, hold on. So I just pulled this up on CD Keys. I might have to buy this. You said it's because it's only $5, so I could buy this for my PC. By the way, I'm switching over to PC gaming.
Okay.
Pretty much exclusively, because games are cheap and you can get better graphics and everything. I see this is $5.59. You say it's kind of like a GTA but in Lego. That sounds fun. So I might.
It is like it's super easy, and the enjoyment for me was getting through the story mode to unlock all of the characters, and that meant that you could do a lot of exploring in the GT world, and it does have some humor in it as well. I
love that.
It was, yeah, and somebody's agreeing with me. Lego City Undercover was great. So thank you for all of those entrants this week into what you've been doing. But we do now need to get back to our channel audits, and the next one comes courtesy of our amazing community manager, Victoria, who ran the following competition in the Facebook group. So if you're not already a member of a Facebook group, do join now, because that's another opportunity to enter the live stream. And we are playing about with, well, actually, no, we're not playing about with AI generated images. This is actually me running a marathon, honestly and truly. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. But yeah, we're playing around with our thumbnail generator. Keep an eye out for that, because we're making some improvements, and I think it's going to really impress you very, very soon. But anyway, one of the things we have is face swap, where we can you upload your face and it can create thumbnails like this. And so we asked people to caption this, and the caption was "Catch me if you can." vidIQ's one step ahead strategies, and the winner there was Habiba Idris Abuda. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly, because this is your channel, which is Habibtys Kitchen, I think. Apologies if I pronounce your channel name wrong. You have an incredible 1,400 subscribers from just 10 videos, which seems like a brilliant return on investment. I would suggest, so, given your view count, maybe you've unlisted some videos in the past, but that's totally cool. Nothing wrong with that, kind of repivoting your channel if that's what you've been doing. So again, Travis, I just throw this over to you for like initial impressions on the packaging and what we can see here.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the best thumbnail there is the pancake one, and I would like to point out one of the reasons why I think it's the best one is because you can actually see what you're going to make, right? And I would even argue you probably don't need the text there on the right hand side. The bread omelet looks pretty decent. But it needs to be zoomed in, because I can't exactly see what it looks like if you zoomed in on the actual food like you did on the pancake. Definitely more enticing. All you have to do is do a search on YouTube for a bunch of different recipe channels. You're going to find the successful ones have their food zoomed in, so you can know what you're going to make. Like that's ultimately what it is. Obsessed about the viewer. I say this a million times. Every year I say it a million times. Obsess about your viewer. If your viewer is someone who wants to make this thing, if you were the viewer, what would you want? You would want to know what this thing's going to look like, right? And you're going to want it to look good. So that's your thumbnail, the food. Zoom in. You don't even necessarily need a whole bunch of text or arrows. Really highly valued YouTube videos about recipes and food that have done really well, a lot of times don't have any text on them. It's because the food sells the deal.
So let's say then this is this thumbnail currently, Travis, and I agree with you. Is there like North Star thumbnail to go for? And to give them credit, I think there is a development of thumbnail design, because previously we had entire articles in the thumbnails, almost like with so much text and like hardly any reference to the food at all. So yeah, again, this one, and as you say, we could almost remove the easy pancake recipe and just add, like, I think that's the important thing, isn't it? Like, you can make this in a fraction of a time, in 10 minutes, and if you can prove that.
Yeah.
The other thing I would encourage the creator to think about is maybe the type of cuisine or the ingredient or the type of meal, whether it's like breakfast or it's savory or dessert. It might be an idea to niche down a little bit there as well. And do you need hashtags in your titles? General recommendation is let's just leave them in the description, because they'll be just as effective there for discovery. But if you include it in a title, then it just clutters up what the potential hook or curiosity of the title itself. And one last thing I wanted to show here, I'm gonna play, which one did I see it in? I'm gonna play this one, Travis, but I'm gonna mute it because I want to see if you can figure out what issue there might be. Was it this one? And is my internet going to work enough to show you this? I'm having a really bad internet day, it looks like, because the video is just not playing at all.
Weirdly, you're fine though. It's interesting.
Yeah. Let me try one more time. I don't think it's going to show us. So I'll mention to the creator what I thought the problem was. They had their camera on. This is brilliant. What a wonderful. This has been a while since my internet has performed this poorly. The problem I seem to notice in some of their videos, it's not as bad as it in this one, but you can still see it a little bit. It's like cool that they have captions appearing across the bottom. No complaints with that. But the phone was in autofocus mode and it was being really jumpy, like constantly doing that, very slight zoom in and out when it's trying to hunt for what subject it should be focusing on. And I was going to suggest we need to fix that. Either put the camera in manual mode, because you're not moving around that much. It should be focused on one subject. You shouldn't have a problem there. And when the camera is kind of doing this slight motion blur and always auto focusing, that can be as annoying as bad audio. But unfortunately, my internet is not capable today of being able to show you how that works.
I do want to show you something though about this, because we talked about this in an episode of the Boost, which I don't remember which one it was, but hashtags and titles and stuff. So can you, will your browser allow you to click on that hashtag there?
Let's see.
Fingers crossed.
It's currently breaking.
Maybe close that tab and then open a new one with that address, with that same address. Maybe the tab's just having problems. It's not letting you on. Maybe your browser. When's the last time you rebooted?
About 7 hours ago.
Oh,
anyway, there we go.
Okay, anyway, this is what I wanted to show. This is why hashtags are kind of pointless. People are using hashtags for discoverability, but this is where it puts you. Good luck finding your video here. First of all, there's 1.4 million videos under the recipe hashtag. So, I mean, good luck with that. There's 250,000 channels on this hashtag, and the videos at the top all have like hundreds of thousands or millions of views. Your video is never going to be found here. It's a waste of space in your title. If you want to put in your description, fine, whatever. But it's a waste of space in your title. Legitimately, you could use a better word that makes it more enticing, and you're never going to get found here.
And just to give you an example here, this video is ranking for that hashtag, but the hashtag is not on the title.
Yeah.
So it's not needed. And also, I think, Travis, it emphasizes your point of the food is the hero in the thumbnail. Like these 3 videos with millions of views, long form ones, have like a bit of text at the bottom there, or no text at all. If you just glance over that one, it almost looks as if it's mashed potato on a keyboard.
Right, it does. Like, what is going on there? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the food, and you're right. Thank you, Victoria, for bringing up that message. The food sure does look delicious. I'm just curious if I click on this one, and if my computer works enough, just to check the hashtag. Yeah, so the hashtag is there. They've put it in the description. In fact, they put probably more hashtags than they need to because YouTube ignore tags. Why?
I love that. Ignore these tags. Don't look at them.
Why? Have
these are not the tags you're looking for.
Ah, dear. Right. Okay. Let's move on to the next channel.
I would close that tab because it definitely wants to come back and kill you. Yeah.
So the next channel we're going to audit is a channel that's submitted through the Twitter competition. Sorry, X competition that we run frequently. And this is a thumbnail audit contest whereby the most liked thumbnail on that contest gets their channel audited. And so the winner this week was Poke Deadly. And we also have one to pick up from last week as well, because I did the studio audit, a studio tour. And we'll audit that one a little later. So what we're looking at here is Poke Daily with 8,000 subscribers after 200 videos. They are a gaming channel as well. I've got a little bit of insight into this one, Travis, I want to talk about. So again, if you just want to introduce this kind of first impressions vibe.
Interesting. Like, what's the fastest way to get banned in Roblox? My channel might get terminated. So there's a couple times where they use their face, and then a couple times where they don't. It's interesting. So I don't. Obviously, it's not a faceless channel, but is it a faceless channel during the content?
No, they are very much in the videos themselves, as you can see.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously, Roblox channel, which is fine, and then they're kind of mixing other aspects of their life, and it's an interesting take to not be consistent with either using yourself in the thumbnail and not. It's very interesting. I wonder how they find whether it's being successful for them or not. It looks like is it a newer thing they're using themselves in the thumbnail?
Yeah, go along with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For the most part, it seems like it's much more. It's new, so I wonder what I would ask. Like, okay, well, what caused you to do that? Is there a reason? Not that it's bad at all. I'm just curious because it's a change. If you look here, 4 of the last like 7 videos have your face in it, which means you are like, I want to do something different. Okay, dope. What made you do that? I'm curious.
I'm guessing they wanted to try and add their personality and their own branding to the content, which is, I think, totally cool from my point of view. Over the long term, if you can establish your personality in the content, I think that's going to be a winner. Because what it probably allows you to do is, once you're bored of Roblox and you have enough of a community that's in love with you, the human being behind the content, you could take them to Minecraft or another gaming channel, another game. What I will kind of just caution here is, and it comes from this one, obviously, and I watched this one for a little bit. And the reason their channel got a copyright strike, a community strike, is because they were playing Roblox games that should be banned. And I think they went into a nightclub where there was some nudity in the game. And so they got a community strike for it. And then when you look at some of the other titles, like what is the fastest way to get banned in Roblox? Roblox YouTubers who went missing. This Roblox game can delete your account. I think this creator is being kind of intentionally edgy, which obviously is going to attract interest and curiosity in their content, but it means they're going to be, I guess, skirting closer to potential YouTube community guidelines. So there's a really fine balance that you're going to need to try and work on there, be aware of. But I think that the channel has a healthy number of views per video. It tends to average between 1,000 views and 2,000 views. I'm just curious what the most popular ones are. Okay, so some of these videos probably aren't as relevant. No, so there's one here from 5 days ago, one here from 3 weeks ago. So I think there's proof here that you are finding an audience, and those videos are quite popular. And I'm going to try and risk this. I'm going to click on this one just to give you an idea, Travis, of like the editing and the pace of the video. But who knows if this is going to work.
I am not joking. This is not a joke. Roblox Crosswords is bad. So for those of you who don't know what Crosswords is, it's basically a Roblox game, but you join like this. Jake joins a game. It's called Hidden Destiny. Fast forward, Crosswords, and it loads. While it's loading, it makes your brain think it's loading the game. But what's really happening is that it's typing some very inappropriate stuff in the Roblox chat.
Well, let's not find out what those inappropriate things are in a chat.
But it is interesting. It makes me like, okay, well, what's happening? And the funny thing is while I don't agree that you should always like fake excitement in your voice, I don't think he's actually faking it here. I think what's happening is something is interesting is about to happen. He's like, listen, when this is what happens, this is what happens. I'm like, okay. And then it does all these things. And you're like, okay. And it's kind of for me, it was kind of building to something, which is interesting. So as I always say, for any videos, when you create a video, and someone who's not a loyal viewer, which is 90%, or not 90, but like 70% of your viewers are going to be people who don't know who you are, right? You're buying time every time you do something interesting, because they're not necessarily there to watch the entire video. They saw a thumbnail title that made them click it. If they don't know who you are, the only thing they're doing is saying, is this good enough for me to watch? If not, I'm going to leave. Like, they're almost looking for a reason to leave. If you give them a reason to leave, they will leave. If you give them a reason to stay, you've bought yourself time. So for example, the title and everything gave me enough interest to want to click it. Within the first couple seconds, you're like, okay, do you know about this game? If you know about, because I need to know what the game is, right? So he says right at the beginning, it's like this Roblox game will do this. Okay, explain the game to me. And now you're like, okay, well, here's what happens. Okay, you've bought more time for me because I need to see what that means. Continually hooking me to watch more. The problem that a lot of people make on YouTube and wonder why they don't grow is they'll do all this exposition at the beginning of a video that means nothing to anybody, except for maybe the 2 or 3 people that absolutely love them. And that's a problem. You haven't bought yourself any time from a viewer who doesn't know who you are. They're coming in, you're going, hey, everybody, if you remember the last 16 videos, we've been doing this thing where I do this thing. And by the way, my mom got sick the other day and I haven't, I'm out. You have to buy every single minute from a person by hooking them with something. Give them something to be interested in.
I thought that video, Travis, kind of encapsulated everything that's both good and potentially concerning about this channel. In that, as you said, the packaging was intriguing. Then they were building, they were stacking interest, and we must have only watched about 25 seconds there. But then obviously they said it's going to put some really inappropriate stuff in a chat, which kind of leads to these other things about like the fastest way to get banned on Roblox and why my YouTube channel might get terminated. You are constantly pushing those boundaries. So just be aware of that as you continue your YouTube journey. But that is Poke Daily there. And I think what we'll do now is do a little bit of a gear shift, because I can see that we have quite a few super chats that have come in. So it just means I've got to press a couple of buttons, go into the fireside chat background and go for all of these super chats or new members, because StreamYard also tells us when new members have joined. I don't know if OrcDev was made a member thanks to Old Man Gib, but you do always receive a custom sound effect for the week, and this is assigned to you, OrcDev.
Bruh.
Very well done. And yeah, just to repeat again, thank you, Old Man Gib, for another amazing 20 vidIQ memberships. I think you are, and I'm not joking when I say this, responsible for about 50% of our members actually being members on the channel right now, which is incredible. Thank you to Skay Pac-Man for the super sticky. We can't see what that is through StreamYard, but thank you for the super sticky. Maybe also Sawhorse Design Build gave us a super sticky or something, $20. We can't see what that is, but again, very much appreciated. And one specifically for you here, Travis. So I'll let you read it out if you want.
Hey, Travis and Jen have been crushing it on Tube Talk. Looking forward to future episodes. Also, Rob's an amazing guest host. Any plans on joining again? This is a great question. So for those of you who don't know, we have the YouTube channel, The Boost by vidIQ, which hosts the Tube Talk podcast. And not this past week, but the week before, Rob joined us. And it was a very popular episode. People really enjoyed it. And this question has come up a couple times since then. I've had some people email in saying, Rob was great. Is he coming back? I
thoroughly enjoyed my time there, Travis, and I would love to join on a regular basis, maybe if it's once a month or whatever. Yeah, please do allow me to come back. And it's funny, actually, because Travis and I got into a bit, I'm not going to say heated, but we were having a discussion yesterday about, AI companies scraping YouTube content. And like Travis got... aggressive / defensive at the same time. I was like, whoa. But then I also said, you know what, this should be like a conversation on a tube talk.
We'll do it,
because I think we find it really interesting. I've just finished that video, Travis, which is going out tomorrow. I'll share you a link if you want to watch it afterwards.
I think what we'll do, because I think having you on, like, so the next time you come on is when we're going to do the name change of Tube Talk to the Boost, and then I think a little segment where you can say change my mind, like you make up some type of statement of something and change my mind, and then maybe Jen and I try to debate you on or something. That might be fun.
Okay, interesting idea. And I guess this was kind of like the last couple of minutes was just a microcosm of just like a casual chat we have. Like it just goes off in weird and interesting directions. Next super chat here from Prince Vegeta Motivation, another super sticker there. We're getting a lot of super stickers this week. This is awesome. And we also have Sunagara's Relaxing Special. They become a member, which means that they get this sound effect right now. And then we also have a super chat, although I don't know what the question here is. Selective detective true crime deductions. What about true crime? Are you asking like how to pitch that content on YouTube? What about true crime?
Listen, true crime is so interesting. It's funny. I had a message from a friend on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. The other day, and they said, "True crime that doesn't solve the crime is terrible." And I'm like, it should be illegal, because how dare you play with my heart? There's no way. I love watching crime documentaries and stuff, but if you don't solve the thing at the end, I am so frustrated. I can't watch. I get upset. My dad says he will not watch movies about people who are falsely accused, and this is what he can't watch them. He goes, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. He won't do it.
So even if it's a feel-good story of somebody,
it's a movie. Like, listen, I'm talking about not even talking about documentary. I'm talking about a movie. My dad will refuse to watch a movie, something that's fake, about someone who's wrongfully accused. He does not like it.
There you go then. An insight into Travis's dad's movie interests. Who would have thought we would discover that through the live stream? We've got 3 new members here, so let's just quickly move through these. We have Information Insights 1. You just shattered the glass there. We've got Nafukwa SM with this sound effect. I'm just trying to decide which one. You can have that. And last but certainly not least, Sadiq Umar, you're going to get this sound effect. Slightly ominous, but the streak continues, or it kind of did until Brock Lesnar turned up. Those are all of the super chats. So we've gone through all of them. If you do have a super chat, we've probably got time to address them in the second half of the live stream. But for now, let's return to our channel audits. And I'm going to apologize, Travis, because thinking I was just going to be live streamed by myself in the first hour, I decided to give myself a little bit of a challenge, which was, when I bring it back on screen in 1 second, because I've got to press a couple of buttons to get us back to the normal screen. I was going to try and audit this channel, which is called Peter Van, but it is clearly not an English-based channel. I'm guessing it's Italian, possibly Spanish. But what I was wanting to do was to try and audit the channel purely based off of my understanding of the visuals, because I think packaging-wise, the visual curiosity can be really powerful, even if you're not a native speaker of a language. So again, I'll give you a brief moment to introduce this channel, but I don't mind if you throw it back to me, because I did have a couple of thoughts on this one.
No, yeah, I want to hear your complete thoughts on this. I just want to shout out like how well the channel appears to be doing from a view perspective. I mean, 7 days ago to get almost 10,000 views is kind of it's very, very rare for a under 1,000 subscriber channel. Amazing,
especially a channel with like 16 videos, like already approaching 1,000 subscribers. So what I was trying to work out here, almost purely from the visuals, was it is a van life channel, but what aspects of van life are most appealing to the audience? And I usually separate these types of channels into 2 aspects, which is the destinations and locations that you go to, or the van itself. And I think, just from, as you say, this thumbnail here, I think this is something on the lines of exploring a caravan wholesaler maybe buying a new van. And another one here, I think these two down here, I think again are about the camper van itself. And if I sort by most popular, I'm pretty sure this one's something along the lines of how much does a van cost, or like the different prices of vans. So what I'm seeing time and time again is the van itself is the hero of your content, whereas the experiences and the destinations you go to maybe aren't quite as popular at the moment. I think that's just something to be cognizant of going forward, that, hey, maybe you do talk about the destinations and the experiences, but the packaging is always wrapped up in the story around the van itself, whether it broke down or like something in particular that you experience that makes the van just so awesome to live in, or like something that's really challenging about the van. And that's all come from just me looking at the thumbnails, because I don't know what the titles tell me. But yeah, I'm glad you observed, Travis, that just the channel itself seems to be in a really good health, numbers wise. Even the videos that are about what I think are travel experiences, such as this one and maybe this one, they still get a decent number of views, hundreds of views. But definitely the van, talking about the van itself, tends to get thousands of views. And if there's anything else you want to add here, or we move on,
there's one little thing I want to mention, is the name of the channel, which is the Peter Van, right? I don't know if that's actually his last name or not, but if it isn't, then it's just a great coincidence. Because here's the thing. We actually got an email about what to name your channel. A creator emailed us last week and was like, what do I name my channel?
I remember. Yeah.
And what I thought was interesting, but one of the pieces of advice we gave was, your first name is whatever, if you want to have it there, but the last name doesn't necessarily have to be your last name. It could be about the actual thing that you're doing. Because when you attach your name to something, you might want to have it as a broader subject. And in this particular case, Peter Van, there's a van, right? Like, so it's easy to remember. The name is easy to remember. So if someone wants to find you later, it's not going to be that difficult, hopefully. And it definitely talks towards what you're going to be covering. So maybe if your last name just happens to be Van and it just worked out that way, then amazing. But it's something to consider. Like having a name that has something to do with the subject matter connects easier with audiences. They understand what they're getting. So it's really cool.
One more thing I did notice this, and I'm going to cover the video here that has almost 10,000 views. I'm going to play it. It's going to be probably in a language that we are not familiar with. Maybe some of you do speak Italian or whatever language it is. But there's something I noticed, and I'm hoping you can maybe notice it in the hook as well. So I'm going to play it. And let me just rewind it to the beginning, and hopefully this does play. I just don't think this is going to work, is it? It ain't going to work. Okay. So I'm just going to have to tell you what I think it was. You have a hook, and then you go to your splash intro, which is fine because it wasn't very long. But I thought what was potentially missing here was you didn't have any B-roll. And I think with a 20-minute video, probably the things that you were talking about, you could have included a bit of B-roll of that content. So let's just see if it works this time. Right, I'll just rewind it. All right, there we go.
A visitare un vero e proprio Luna Park dei camper.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
I love the accent. I love the language is amazing. I love it.
Essentially, though, Travis, what they were doing is they were just doing a 360 with somebody holding the camera, but it was just an intro. And I'm thinking there must be some interesting hook of B-roll that you can maybe add there. And it wasn't there in this video, but yeah, you can see what I'm trying to deal with here.
It's time to upgrade your computer.
I think it's anyone listening here at vidIQ. You know what the crazy thing is? How old do you think this computer is I'm using?
Well, I'm trying to remember the last time you mentioned getting a computer, which would have been a minute, but I don't think it's. I want to feel like you got one while I've been at vidIQ, which is like since 2019. Is that accurate?
It is not. This is 2018 Alienware. Because you keep telling me to use this feature with the NVIDIA card, you know, to do the audio compression.
And yeah,
like if I have my air conditioning on, but my card is so old it won't work. So like this computer has been through, like at this point, 2,000 vidIQ videos, hundreds of live streams. You are right, it probably is in need of an upgrade. So maybe that'll happen soon. Who knows? You probably don't care about any of this. So you know what we should do? We should start looking at this. Everybody's joining in. The CLAAAW, Travis, loving that. Right. So if you are new here, this is where we get very random. We did pre-select those channels that you've already seen, either through competitions or like because we're first on the list. But now we do not know what we're about to encounter. I love that Koi Fish Gaming. I didn't realize there was a lobster emoji.
I didn't know. There's so many emojis.
You learn something every day. So here's how it works. We've got two forms, non-gaming and gaming forms. And we're going to take these numbers, 3, 6, 4. We put that into the CLAAAW machine. And we simply pull out a number. And we don't know what it's going to be. Channel 279. Take that number. Put it here. And if I remember from Dan's suggestion, what I do is select that website and then do open. And it automatically opens. The problem is you didn't see any of that, did you? Forgot to share my screen. Well, just to confirm, 279, 279, that channel brought us here, which is 10K lifts. They have 100 videos, just over 100 videos, but at the moment, 88 subscribers. So they've put a lot of content into this channel so far, with potential. It depends how many shorts they've done. They've done a lot of shorts. Let me just check. They're advertising themselves as a shorts channel, so we need to be clear on that. Let me just check the long form contents. We are producing long form content, although sporadically. So we'll look at the shorts. And here we are, Travis. They are doing a push-up challenge, and they seem to be doing one every single day. I guess we should maybe just watch one of these. And
watch the one that says what happens when you start a YouTube channel, since it's, you know, related to what we're talking about.
Where are we? Which one?
Third one from the top, on the top row. It's the third one from the left.
All right, then let's do this.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. Okay. I'm better. I am better.
Many months later.
Hello, darkness.
That's a good one.
Adding one push-up each day until they fail. They can.
Travis loves it. But
no, wait, I love it for the reasons that you probably don't think I love it for. I love that makes zero, like, smarter.
Right, okay.
That part makes sense, and then all of a sudden you go into a push-up challenge. Like, they're completely unrelated.
Yeah, so let me just do, I want to know if they all start with a meme of some kind. Right, so this one doesn't start with a bit of an unrelated meme. Does this one?
She texted, fuck me.
Oh, whoa. Let's be careful with the language there. So what, some of them do include memes, some of them don't.
Each day until I fail, day 12.
All right, okay, so he's going to continue building up the number of push-ups per day until he fails. I guess the problem I have with this concept maybe is that it can be very hard sometimes to make episodic content in shorts, because it's hard to find this creator again unless you subscribe to them and like go to their channel, because, you know, the way shorts are fed to the viewer, they may see like day 3 and then they may not see 4, 5, and 6, and then they may show day 7. I guess it may get interesting if they're up to like push up 112 and they're still managing this challenge, and it gets really interesting. But there's, you know, a long way to get there. What do you think, Travis? Have you recovered from your combo moment there?
Look, I was entertained, but not for the right reasons. And I think, like, sometimes that's all you need to know. Those were 2 different shorts in that one short, really, to be honest. Like, the first one
I thought ended. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, exercise stuff is interesting if you're either A, doing an extreme thing that people can get behind, or B, you're helping the person doing it. And neither seems to be the case here on these. It's like, okay, push-up challenge. How many push-ups can you do? Is it 1,000 in an hour? No. So it's nothing particularly interesting. Are you teaching me how to do a better push-up? No, not at all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, when you're out there trying to fight against the other channels that are doing good content, I think it's important to understand you need to make yourself have a unique value proposition they can't get anywhere else. And a push-up challenge, while kind of interesting, is only interesting if it's extreme. And if it isn't extreme, then you need to help me with something. I think is where I'll leave it.
You know, I guess what is interesting about this one, again, if I click this,
I'm stronger.
This
I'm
is
smarter.
funny in a sense that it's about
I am better.
YouTube creator meme culture, right?
Right.
And ironically and weirdly, we are experimenting with this a little bit. I've got to go onto the YouTube Shorts channel.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter.
Just bear with me a second.
I'm better.
We are thinking of starting to do memes ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to show you. I'm just testing this on our other channel. I think you may have seen this one already, Travis, but we're thinking of doing more meme shorts like this.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
And that is the whole meme. And
Yeah.
we're going to try more of these in the future. But I'm guessing what we're trying to make a point of here is that the creator probably, if they're going to do memes, they want to be related back to their fitness journey regime and program. I need to get off of this shot now. Right, where do I need to go back to? It was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we made one the other. I don't know if it's been up or not. Where we had the Australian break dancer, and it's like, what happens when they hit monetization? And you're like,
yeah.
Oy vey. Yes. Anyway, I think we should probably move on.
Anyway, that is 10K lifts. Thank you for the submission there. And now what we do is we do a gaming channel. So we have to take the number, which is 282, and draw again from the CLAAAW. And we have number 151. So we try and do a mix of non-gaming and gaming channels because, as you can see, there's a lot of gaming channels that submit every single week. But gaming channels tend to have a similar conversation and vibe. So we don't want to do too many gaming channels. But we appreciate there is a huge gaming community. And this immediately looks like a FNAF channel, as I often describe them. And there are a lot of these types of channels on YouTube and have been for a decade at this point. So what distinguishes this content from all of the other FNAF channels that are out there on YouTube?
And then another. Sorry, I got the meme in my head. I always get it wrong. Is it Friday Night at Freddy's or?
I do as well.
I don't know.
I didn't want to commit, Travis. I can never remember if it's Friday Nights at Freddy's or Five Nights at Freddy's.
I have no idea.
There's 100 people watching this live stream now just doing that.
Yeah, right. I have zero idea. Anyway, I mean, we see a lot of these channels, and it is. I think they came out with a new game or movie or something recently. This is a terrifying game. It really. Have you ever played it?
I have not, and I do not wish to.
I refuse to play it, but I've watched someone play it. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, I thought it was Friday Night at Freddy's. To be honest, they could do a Friday Night at Freddy's. It's a horror game, which means your thumbnails need to be horrible, and they're horrible. Not bad, but horrible. They're horrible, right?
Where's he going with this?
So I actually think the thumbnails are in line with channels like this. I think they're at the higher level of those.
Yeah,
sections.
I agree.
So that's maybe not the problem at all, and maybe there isn't a problem here. But 51 subscribers, not too bad. I just don't know, and I say this because I don't actually know. Is
it's a
it
fair point? I didn't see that compared to the view counts, which are
which are really good,
quite strong. Yeah,
right. So I guess my question then is, what is the ceiling of Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, I have no idea. Is it still popular? Is it a successful franchise? because you know, when you start putting all your eggs in one basket, especially a basket like this, you need to make sure that there's a good place to go, you know.
So like big channels are still making content on this and getting hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
So it is still popular, but that also might be the problem in that it is oversaturated, because this is standing out to me, Travis. Like
I know. What is that?
They did something completely different random game a month ago, and it's got more views than any of their other stuff.
It's very interesting. Yeah, thanks, Koi Fish. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that is telling. It's their most popular video. Isn't that interesting?
And they did another one.
2 out of the top 3 is. So what is that all about? That's interesting. Maybe there's less people who do content on that video, so more people have to go to you to see it, and maybe that's something.
What game is it?
Too many chicken eggs in one basket.
Imposter fish.
It's called imposter fish.
I don't know. Is that we have an imposter fish? I don't. Oh, it's called Iron Fish. Right. Okay. There we go. So you can see now the difference here in that content is being recycled a lot less. Like the most popular videos here are all years old. There are some videos which are months old.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just filter content by the last month. So there is still an audience for this content.
Interesting. There just might not be as many creators covering, which means you have an opportunity to maybe do some things. But I would also, whenever you do as a gamer, or even like someone who isn't a gamer, but gamers really specific, if you start into a game, know what your exit strategy is. Unless it's like Minecraft, which really never has an ending, or, you know, and it has been progressively more popular even over the last 5 years, let alone how long it's been out. But most games have an end, which means you need to have an exit strategy, and your exit strategy needs to be able to make sense. So some people, maybe they'll start like a Call of Duty game and a channel, and it does well, and maybe they get bored of it, or maybe their audience gets bored of it for whatever reason. It's like, well, where do you go to next? You can't go to Sims. It's not going to work for your viewership. So have a strategy.
I was highlighting this one because this is of interest to me. When a video that's, you know, less than a week old, 140 subscribers, but they have 500 plus views on it. That's an outlier, I would say. Topic of interest. But I guess it goes back to the point of Travis. Do they actually want to investigate this game more, or are they dead set on FNAF? In which case, you are outperforming your audience size of 50 subscribers, but it might be a long haul to build up an audience just because there's so much competition for this content.
Yeah. Scary stuff. I'm freaked out. Let's move on.
All right. Do live streams maybe once a week as well. Yeah, let's move on to another audit, and we'll go back to non-gaming, and that's broken. I don't know what that was. 397. And let's pick out channel number 60. Nice round figure. And we are going to take a look at another shorts channel, which is Comedy Bob. What am I clicking on? There, that's what I'm clicking on.
The chicken joke. Definitely don't click on that. The chicken joke that ruined my career. Yeah, definitely don't click on that.
Like I thought this content made for kids, but maybe not. Maybe it definitely isn't.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. Makes me actually want to watch it.
I want to do Bob and Rabbit meets Deadpool. I think.
Oh my gosh! Please, it's definitely going to go sideways.
I apologize in advance.
Yeah. Cover your ears
if this is inappropriate.
YouTube, have you? Hang on. Where's my Canadian accent? You're in the pub first now. Well, that sucks. Have you seen this, Wolverine? I ate a badger yesterday, but no Wolverine.
We have a bat, a spider, and whatever that is.
I'm great. Auntie Eddie. Wait, that one is a Wolverine mask. It's Halloween.
We'll let you know if we find them.
You bet your snow globes you will.
You ate them, didn't you?
I totally did. Just keep walking.
I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, you know, the animation is fine and could be really interesting. There's a lot of things that are good there, but I think unfortunately the story let it down. And yes, it's so bad it's good. I saw in chat. I feel like scripting is maybe something that you should look into, because the animation could be really fun. Like it's funny looking, and I think like you have aspects of it put together that people who maybe have the good sense of humor to make it funny don't have the strength to do. I would almost argue that you should find someone else who is really funny at things and then work together with them as like two creators on one channel to make it like really funny and with your cool animation skills. I feel like.
You know what the hack is here, Travis?
What's that?
You just make a video with vidIQ in the title and it gets 10,000 views.
Hey, let's go.
Let's click on this one, shall we?
Let's do it.
Bob, have you seen my toothbrush?
Which one?
You know, the special one for Pride.
Where'd you have it last?
Your mum's house.
What was that?
Right, doesn't matter. Bob.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
Why are we mentioned in that?
I don't know. What?
I would say in general, I thought the delivery was perhaps just a bit slow and pedantic. I feel as if a pace could be injected into those a little bit. And I would also say that there was just a mix in audio quality from the voiceovers as well. Again, I don't know if that's intentional, if it was an amateur style for it. Oh, it was for a challenge. Oh yeah, this is when Victoria asked people to insert toothbrushes into videos. And it works for this channel.
Yeah, I mean,
like big time. Big time.
Wow.
So there you are. That's advice from Victoria, our community manager. Just include a toothbrush in your shorts and you should be cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next channel, and this will be a gaming channel again. So we are looking at channel 305.
Interesting stuff.
Now let's draw the following.
While we're sitting here,
channel 95.
While you're doing all that, did you know that Jen and I have been talking about doing something kind of interesting on the Boost channel? Since we do these, you know, when we record the videos for the main channel, it's pretty bad. Like we sit there and laugh and we can't get the line. We flub the lines and everything, right? We're thinking about just uploading those raw on the Boost channel.
I think you should.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that because it's pretty hilarious. I'm going to start saying I don't blame you.
What are you laughing at?
The comment that just went up. I'm going to start saying vidIQ every minute in the video.
Like disclaimer, we're not gonna guarantee you views.
Yeah, right.
If you want to do that. You know what was hilarious once, right? I've got distracted now, but let me show you this. When we first, this was like going back. I hope I can find this. Right, hang on. Let me just put this in. So this was, I would say, the first video that kind of went viral for us, like, and it had 500,000 views. And it was how to use hashtags. People, I think, completely misinterpreted how to use hashtags, because what people ended up doing was just putting in hashtag vidIQ, hashtag more views. Like, even though it had nothing to do with vidIQ. And they were just getting, like, I don't think that has anything to do with vidIQ, but hey, 5 years ago. But yeah, people were just like, and you can tell they're all from like 5 years ago. They must have watched our video and instantly said, right, I'm putting these hashtags in the next title. And that was it.
So
anyway,
funny.
Very distracted there. Let's go back to the channel that we were auditing. No, we were auditing that. It was this channel, wasn't it? BetaComboZ, approaching 2,000 subscribers. And they are having some incredible success. Very peaky views. So we've got two outliers here. 50,000 views and 45,000 views, which is incredible.
Yeah, video game stuff. What are the shorts doing? Okay, so it's interesting. Yeah, game, I just want to make sure they're still video game related, because sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you had two different lines. Yeah, stop playing Marvel stuff. So it's interesting. Shooting at some big things like the MK1 narrative is pretty recent, which is good. I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm waiting for it to go on sale on PC. AA games are better. Indie games are better than AA games. So it's cool. I think they're going for a really interesting topic selection. Now, people look at this and go, well, he's not focused on anything. Actually, kind of is. Commentary is an interesting situation. So, we talk about niching down, and someone will go, well, I need to play Minecraft or Fortnite or something. But you notice he's going across different game types. Well, because he's doing a smart thing. He's making himself the niche in his topic and everything. It's his commentary on these different things going on. So what he's doing is he's funneling in the interest of the games or the subject matter, and then giving his commentary so people come back for him every single time more than the game. And that's the smart way to do YouTube. It's not easy to do, but it's the smart way to do it.
And what I'm doing here is just showing you formats that you have now proven to work on your channel, and you should repeat them. So I think within the next 6 months, because it looks like you spend a lot of time making your content, looking at the distance, I'm not saying you should make more content, but why blank is better than blank. I think that's a series that you may want to explore again. And then why blank is hated. These different video games. These are formats that have proven to work, so you should return to them. And this has been called on our channel previously like the golden vein of content. This is something that you could hopefully mine again with a different game, but similar kind of approach and through line. And as you rightly said, Travis, this is where a creator really wants to be, isn't it? In that they're not stuck with one game. They can explore whatever game they want. They just need to find the right angle of conversation and pitch. And I've already got 2 examples of outstanding videos. Not to say that, this one hasn't done well, 5,000 views. I'd be happy with that one. This one with 3,000 views. But these are definitely your 2 exceptional outliers that I would encourage you to revisit in the future. And I don't know what else we need to say. Like the thumbnails are pretty good. You're including yourselves in the thumbnails, which is effective. I think I definitely want to watch the first 10 seconds of one of these. Which one should we do? Mortal Kombat or Baldur's Gate 3?
Mortal Kombat one, because I'm interested specifically in the subject.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat.
I get this.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
that's
so
sound effect
I
down.
understand.
For the last 20 or so years, my favorite fighting game has been, Mortal Kombat. I have a lot.
All right, I'll stop it there. There's clearly a lot of effort gone into the scripting and the production of this.
Let me explain because if you don't know the game or anything, you don't know what that first section was. It was a deep hook. And what I mean by that is the people who are clicking this video that are interested know what all of those things were. They're just bugs, different game bugs. So he was showing different game bugs, and you got to remember, what's the title of the video? Why it's hated. So you're going, okay, well, does this guy know what he's talking about? The first couple of seconds. Oh, Perry Pictures. Remember Perry Pictures made those pictures of us way back in the day? Good to see you're still around. It shows all the things that people hate about it. So it's like such a good hook. It makes sense. It connects with the audience right away. And what does it do? Like I said earlier, it buys you time. Buys more time for people to watch more. Like, okay, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. Let me see what he does. He makes me laugh. Okay, let's see what's going on. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I think you should have enough there to take the channel forward. Well done, BetaComboZ or Z. Let's move on to the next game. Was that a gaming channel? That must have been a gaming channel, right? Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
It was, right. So let's now...
reacting. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a thing.
423 now in non-gaming zone. I'm going to pick channel 218. And looks like we've got another cooking channel here, Travis, but a cooking channel with more subscribers than the one that we looked at.
I love the name. I love the name of the channel already.
Just cook something.
Just cook something. Love it.
Oh,
well, wow. Look at these thumbnails.
Yeah.
Let's go. And look at the views.
Chef's kiss. And also, they're of a similar type of food, bread, or like when you might use bread in soup. Like these are just. Oh, look at. I'm hoping that they watched one of our live streams like a year ago, and we said the hero of the content is the food. Look at the transformation.
It's night and day. Now they haven't uploaded in a long time. Are they doing shorts now? Is that what's going on?
That's interesting. Yeah, let's just check. No, they are long form.
Because the last time they uploaded was like 5 months ago.
Yeah. So
what's that all about? They're doing. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is probably helpful stuff. My gosh, this looks like. I mean, just from the thumb. Let's click a video, but from the thumbnails and stuff alone.
Okay.
Look, they put the text behind the dripping lentil soup. Like this person is a graphic artist or something, or they're outsourcing it or something.
Welcome to Just Cook Something.
Wow.
In this video, we're going to be making dinner rolls.
Wow.
Let's get started. The first thing we're going to be adding is
nice experience there.
Huge criticism for them. Make more content. What are you doing?
Yeah, that is it. I have this mantra where like we need to create a contract for you now, and that contract is a commitment to consistency.
Yes.
You were making, I don't know what the cadence was. It looked as if maybe one video every 2 months. So I don't know, maybe it takes a long time to produce this content, but I would start with, let's make 4 videos between now and the end of the year. And considering you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas coming up, there are 3 tentpole events around food that you could associate your content with and release that content 2 to 3 weeks before that event. Well, I don't know, what do you suggest in terms of tentpole event for food, Travis?
I mean, we got all the food things. Thanksgiving obviously is a big one.
But would you release it a week before or like 2 days before? Like, when do you think is the right time to release content based on an event?
Funny you say that. We have a tool that helps you do that. It's called what is it? Trending videos or alerts. So you can get the email alerts set up. So I actually use this as an example when I explain how to use this, which is for Thanksgiving, for example, you type in all of your keywords and stuff you want to keep an eye on, and then we'll email you once things hit a certain VPH, which my guess is for Thanksgiving stuff is probably a week or so before, but you don't have to guess. We're literally going to email you once we find videos that are starting to hit that VPH, and then you release it. So I would shoot and edit everything and have it ready to go. And then I would, trend alerts. And then I would release it when the trend alert says, oh, we see like this many videos with getting 1,000 views per hour, like put it out there. Because this is almost frustrating to me to see a channel of this quality not uploading. It's like, man, this channel could be so amazing. Plus I'm hungry.
I guess just looking at this from another point of view, maybe they're saying, yeah, but I'm putting so much effort into these and I'm getting thousands of views. So instead of like hundreds of thousands of views, although, there is an example here of 270,000 views and another one here with 200,000 views. So, and then there's a common thread here. Artisan bread specifically is, and that's 23,000 views as well, and 34,000 views. So artisan bread is your superpower keyword if you want to stick to that. But what I would also consider here is, you've got my attention with the scroll, but is there kind of like an extra pull or curiosity? And it might be like in this one, you say that these are dinner rolls that don't require you to do something which might be difficult, which is kneading the bread. I'm wondering if there are other things that you can maybe include, whether it's low calorie or it's it doesn't cost very much, or it uses a different ingredients, or it only takes 5 minutes to make this bread where usually it takes half an hour. I'm wondering if there's just that one extra curiosity incentive that's required, particularly in the titles, because the titles may be just a little bit, they may be too SEO orientated as opposed to creating an emotional desire for this content. What was that comment? Sorry, I didn't see it.
Bring that comment back because I have an answer to it. The problem with that, cooking Thanksgiving dinner a month before Thanksgiving to release 2 weeks before Turkey Day, it's hard when you're actually cooking dinner for family trying to shoot the video. Well, what's stopping you from doing that now?
Yeah.
I just said have the video ready in time. I didn't say when you needed to cook it. Here's another question. I don't understand this. Rob, tell Travis about the battles you would see in Britain about a proper name for a bread roll. What does that mean?
Well, so I'm from Yorkshire, and I would call dinner rolls tea cakes, but that's a very colloquial thing for Yorkshire, because tea cakes usually have currants in them, but I don't know if that's what that person's talking about. And we're getting very niche and nuanced there if we're talking about how bread is called.
I'm just curious. I don't know. I saw that. But anyway, this is a great channel. They need more videos.
You might call these BAPs as well.
What?
Yeah, we have many weird names. Tea cakes. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's just do a sidetrack here. So tea cakes. I don't know if you'll know what these are. Hang on. No, that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to tea cakes.
No, is cob like bread roll is a cob? What does that mean?
I would call that a tea cake, which is just a white roll, but others would call it like it has currants and raisins in it. But again, this is just a weird thing that we have.
What's a BAP?
Well, BAP is just a. Hang on. Hang on, let me do the Google search correctly here.
BAP is just a BAP. Like, well, huh?
Red BAPs. Yeah,
it looks the same.
A white BAP.
How is that any different? It looks the same.
I don't know.
I don't know. All
right, let's get back on topic, shall we?
Right.
Let's get back on topic. I think we're going to do the rest of the super chats now.
Yeah, let's do that.
So let's bring the background in. Let's play the music, and let's hide that. We don't have that many left, but the super chats here comes from Ali Mag, who's been a member as well for 6 months here. Thank you, guys. Made my first $3 with links and only 200 subscribers. Did I see your post in the Facebook group? Because I was thinking of using this as one of our community posts to say that it is possible to start making money on YouTube. So long before you get actually monetized. So
I love that because Ali just recently started watching The Boost. She's a community member, has been for a while, and this is something we talked about on the podcast just the other day, which is like, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, you can start making money right away. You don't have to wait. Some people think you have to wait, and you might think, oh, that's only $3. Hello, how much money have you made with less than 200 subscribers? Probably not $3. And by the way, that's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Amazing stuff.
At 1,000 subscribers, you might be making like $12 a day, you know, something like that, which you know, over the course
adds
of
up very fast.
month,
at least pays for your Starbucks, if nothing else.
It's compounding income, which can get huge very quickly.
I love it.
Right. Okay. We have a super chat here from Chris Artfer. Maybe that was a super sticky. And the next one comes here from Diamond A-Zone. I have never seen you guys audit a Grand Theft Auto 5 channel. You've not been around long enough, because we have audited
exactly that.
Many of them in the past. Actually, we do have a link. I sometimes I forget to put this in the description. Victoria often does, where we actually put a list. Thank you. There you go. Previously audited channels.
Wow.
Again, like, I don't know how you're gonna. You might have to screenshot that, or like maybe we need to put it in the description. But we segment all of the channels we've audited in the past, so do check that out. I'm sure there's a Grand Theft Auto channel there that we've audited. And Traveling with Russell, how do you feel about the multiple titles for each video? What are you saying here? Is this a potential feature that you want, or having multiple title ideas, or are you meaning a title that has multiple bits to it? Maybe they're referring here to when you have a title which has like a pipe in it. So it's like artisan bread money, Dutch oven, quick and delicious homemade bread. I feel as if it kind of makes the title a lot more difficult to decode. Whereas it's like the thumbnail, really. You just want to convey one idea really strongly, because typically the viewer is going to look at that thumbnail for 2 or 3 seconds. And the more effort they're putting into figuring out what the video's about, the less time you're giving them to actually click on it. As for whether you should have multiple titles, if like the first title you tried on the video doesn't work, I would say that's the same as A/B testing your thumbnails. Definitely, if you have a couple of ideas, have them in your locker to use. And you know, again, I wish YouTube would allow us to do A/B testing on titles as well, but I know that would get very complicated. And
Yeah.
that is my gold play button that just fell down there, and I was waiting.
Oh my gosh!
To happen. Well,
the real gold play button or the fake one?
No, this is the fake diamond play button, which I printed.
Interesting.
All right, we just got one more super chat here, which is from Little Kitchen Big Food. Thank you for the $4.99, and that's all of our. Oh no, we got one more. Right, we'll do this one. No more super chats after this one, please. It's Hizuna. I'm almost at 700 subscribers, and you only upload shorts. Well, you're well on your way to monetization. The big question is, what about those 10 million YouTube shorts views you need, eh? How's that working out for you? I hope it's working out for you really, really well at the moment, because that can be a big challenge. Right, Travis, I think we're ahead of schedule here. We're doing brilliantly. No more super chats now. So I think what we're going to do is flip this live stream on its head by stopping the music and going back to here. And I think we're done with the CLAAAW for a week. Would you agree?
I think we should do something fun and exciting.
What was that comment? There was just a comment there. Sorry, Victoria, if I hid that. What was the comment? I had to step out, rewind a bit, and saw you looked at my channel. Can't believe I missed it, but thanks. Well, I think the thing you've learned from that is more toothbrush.
Yes.
Toothbrush eye. I don't know what's the plural of toothbrushes. So what we're going to do is these forms, I'm just removing them. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because what we're going to do is Travis's favorite thing, which is to reward the 500 plus people who are watching this live stream right now with a word of some kind that you need to type in just once, and then we will randomly pick somebody. So Travis, I always throw it to my co-host. What word do you think we should have?
Well, I think the most impactful thing we've seen in the last couple of minutes was bready. So something bread related sounds
Baps.
Sounds appropriate. Baps, why not? We can do that, right?
All right, so you just need to type in hashtag Baps, and you will see this number start to increase. You only need to type this in once. It doesn't matter if you type it in multiple times. Once you're entered, then all is good. And this is going to blow up the chat for a few moments. We'll wait until it's above 100, and then we'll draw our first random channel that we're going to audit. Well, we're already up to 98, above 100. And so we also play a little game here where if I can time my drum roll with the actual picking of the channel, then I get a reward, but I don't know what it is. But I'm always way off because the sound effect is not in sync with the drawing of the channel at all. So like I was too early there.
That's close though.
Close, not close enough. CAPA. I'm worried we're not going to be able to find this channel, because what we also discovered here is when you use a fairly generic channel name, it makes it difficult for us to find that channel. But we will endeavor to do our best. So as you can see, what we're looking for is this channel icon.
Looks very Canva-y.
I'm not seeing them here. And I'm only going to do this for like 10-15 seconds, at which point we say you need a more custom, unique, and memorable channel name, which would allow us to pick.
About that, because your name should come up.
If you need any help, talk to Calvin the Unfindable, who's one of our mods.
Yes, definitely. I think this proves the point, right? If we can't find you, that's the thing you need to work about. You need to work on is findability.
So sorry about that, Kappa. We'll just have to draw somebody else from the 268 entrants that we now.
But that's a good piece of feedback. That's a good piece of feedback. Who knows?
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect. That was perfect.
That was chef's kiss.
Flavor Fate. Is this going to be our third cooking channel of the week? Come on, I've got to find this one. All right, top result. Here we go.
8 subscribers. With 8 subscribers, their name came up. So for their last channel, this is literally the point. Like you need to change. You might need to change your name or add something to your name or something. Anyway.
So my first recommendation here is just generally, and this comes through on the channel banner as well, everything's just a bit too busy and a little too cluttered for me. We saw from Just Cook Something that the hero is this amazing organic and natural looking thumbnail of the food, whereas these are kind of treated with like cinnamon buns. What like I get what I'm looking at here. I don't think I need to see this big block of text here as a distraction.
Yeah, I think it's important that, like, and what's the little animated character in the bottom right corner?
Yeah.
So
this is kind of unnecessary branding.
Real quick for the first 10, does the animated character click a real quick video just to see if the character shows up? Because if not, it's it kind of does.
Okay, let's see how long this lasts.
Welcome back to Flavor Fate. Today we're making
wasn't too long.
The recipe is really easy and perfect.
So that's their avatar. Okay, you don't even need that. It's cute.
We'll give 8 scones. The ingredients you'll need can be please consider.
You don't even need that, in my opinion. And you're not even showing the food.
I think that's the problem, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. This is a problem.
Mix everything together to a sticky dough.
Like,
Step 4. Get a baking sheet.
I'm just trying to work out if this is an AI voice now.
Take the dough and divide it into 8 buns. Use wet hands or 2 spoons.
I don't think it is. I think this is.
Step 5.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest problem. People want to see the food and how to make it, and I just don't think this is a concept that's going to work.
I would have a hard time believing that this would find a lot of success. I mean, there's always going to be someone who'll watch almost anything, but I feel like when you're dealing with food, you need to show food, which is unfortunate because the idea is interesting. Is the food, the stock, even stock. You shouldn't use stock footage for something like this channel, but I would rather have that than what we just looked at, which is animated stuff that doesn't show anything. So I think the miss here is being more authentic with what exactly you're doing.
I think that's it, isn't it? That when it comes to tutorials, especially with food, it has to be natural and authentic.
Yeah,
you can't cheat. My guess is anybody. What I'd be interested in is the audience view duration. I would imagine, like in the first 15 seconds, there's just like a cliff where the audience just abandons it and says, "Oh, this is just. I'm not going to see the food here, am I? This is just going to be it's like a PowerPoint presentation of preparing food." Have any of these videos got any traction? Let's have a look. Well, I mean, this is the one that's most viewed.
But does it actually show the food in it?
Just at the very beginning, I think.
Briefly, right? Like so.
Welcome back to Flavor Fate. My name is Emily, and today we're making iced coffee.
So at least it shows it there, right?
Cold if we all want that caffeine kick.
It's like, how do I know you've made this?
Right.
The ingredients you'll need.
How do I, these are the questions I'm now asking in terms of credibility and trust. How do I know you haven't just put this into ChatGPT and got the answer from there? And that's unfortunately the challenge you're going to face with viewers, I guess, suspicion or untrusting of the content. That's how I maybe feel if I clicked into this.
It's interesting. I've never seen a food channel that has done this. Interesting stuff. All right.
But the proof is in the pudding that it doesn't seem. I think you've got enough data now from the 36 videos or whatever you've done. Have you done any shorts? Plus shorts. But this is probably not the execution that's going to work long term, unfortunately. All right, let's pick another channel, shall we? 300 entrants now.
Oh, wow. Hey now. Saw a couple of names I recognize come through already. A couple.
Oh,
superhippieman. I love the name. What a great name. What a great name for a channel. Superhippieman.
What have you got to offer us?
Better be very hippie-ish.
1,000 subscribers. All right.
VR.
So they're very clear. Remember, we covered a channel that covered both VR and PC games, but this seems like all focused on virtual reality.
Yeah.
And I think that the view counts are more consistent because of that.
Look at that. Look at those views. Those last two are popping off something big.
Yeah, I think I would definitely explore this game a little bit more if you can. Getting a job in VR was a huge mistake. Job simulator.
Double down on it. How long have they been doing this?
This is an interesting question as well, because like I played the worst game ever, Superman 64. That was a month ago. Oh, VR.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
There's a lot of games, retro games you can play in VR now. Like there's all types of stuff. Like, you know, amazing stuff. Yeah. See, so I've watched VR channels and mostly review channels, not necessarily gaming channels, but review channels, and a lot of stuff that works. Yeah, first of all, it's a really funny game. If you've never played this game, it's actually really funny, and it's a fun game. And I don't know how many. It's funny. Stop it. You only gave Wolverine Deadpool like a 7 or something, so I don't trust anything you have to say.
Well, I'll give it a 6 actually.
Okay, I really don't trust anything you have to say. So anyway, fun game, but I don't know that many people are covering it right now, so it might be interesting for people who really like the game, and there's just not a lot of video footage out there of people playing it. And you know, especially if you've never played the game before, it's interesting to see people's reaction to it. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I did want to have a look at this. So engagement wise, this is interesting. 50 likes, 6 comments, 5,000 views.
Yeah.
We're not suggesting anything suspicious is going on here, but maybe this is being shared in a group outside of YouTube, so you're getting a lot of external traffic potentially.
Yeah, that would be best case scenario, I think. Does the other one look that same way? The one from 11 days ago?
Let's have a look. Yeah. Similar numbers.
Yeah,
so let's try this one, which has far less views, but more comments.
Yeah, more comments. Yeah. So yeah.
So
I think we know what happened there. Which, listen, I get it. But the unfortunate reality is you're not helping your channel the way you think you would be helping your channel. Just do the thing, make the content, figure out what works, and double down on that thing. To do anything other than that is it's not really worth your time.
What are you suggesting there, Travis? That they've maybe used this tool?
100% I'm suggesting that.
Okay.
100% I'm suggesting that. And again, it's not anything you can't do. It's not like illegal or anything. It's just not worth your time or money. And we made a video about this. Wait, has it been released yet? Yes, on the main channel. We've actually made a video about this. We explain why it's not worth your money. So listen, your thumbnails are pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some you could tweak some of them. The Superman one's really good. I think that's a great one, right? And the last 2 are really good. So now I think it's just time to, instead of spending money elsewhere, just go ahead and take your time and figure out what your viewership likes and do more of that. You're getting more engagement on the other content. 600, 500 views is really good for what you're doing and you're starting out. Do that thing. Do that thing.
I think this might be a good example here of, you know, a person was asking earlier about, should I do multiple titles? If you look at this, the worst mistakes in Contractors Showdown, do this instead. Like these 2 phrases like aren't connected, which confuses me. And then you've got another kind of theme in the thumbnail itself. So there's 3 competing messages, which to me just throws me off. Like, what's the core thing you're trying to tell me? If it's the worst mistakes in Contractors Showdown, it should be that, along with like you're using the wrong weapon, or you're trying to do something that's too hard, and you're a level 1 character or something. It feels like you're trying to tell me 3 different things, so I'm getting a bit lost. So that's an example of where I think too many titles can just bring confusion, and now I'm not sure whether I should click on the video or not.
Yeah.
Let's pick another one. 300 entrants now. I'm going to try and time it to a different sound effect.
Victoria says she found the CAPA channel.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's see if we can find this channel, Geo. I think we're going to struggle with this one. So we'll go to channels. Let's just remind ourselves of what that thumbnail looks like.
Very 80s.
No, I don't think we're going to find this one. It's not there, I'm afraid. It's not there. So shall we bring up the one that Vicky found?
Yeah.
All right. So we think this channel was CAPA, right? From what I remember. Let's see if it is. Yes, CAPA Gaming. All right. I wonder why it didn't say gaming. That's probably why we didn't find it. We know when it was drawn. Anyway, we are looking at surviving 100 days. So that's your theme, at least in recent videos. What game is this? Creatures of Scenario. Then we got Fallout. Then we got Deadpool and Wolverine are doing a game. Is that right? Red Fortnite. So let's not be too judgmental of his channel because they are at the very beginning of their YouTube journey.
He
With,
just changed it. Brilliant.
Subscribers. Oh, right.
Good job.
Well, all right. Let's just check this.
It's probably too early for it to find it, but
oh,
no, they're right. Look, yay, let's go.
Ding.
Good job.
Ding, point proven.
Here for more than
Yeah.
7.
All right, so new channel, Travis, 10 subscribers, 18 videos. Like, I don't want to give him too much grief right now. Like, instead of talking about what's wrong, like what should they be doing in the next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, the reality is when you're early in your YouTube kind of journey, spend time trying things, and that's what they're doing. Totally fine, nothing wrong with that. Figure out what works. Sometimes it's not what you would have thought works. I think it's important that early on, as much as you can, try different things. At the end, where you end up, it's probably not going to be in the same place you started, and at times it's not even going to be the thing that you thought it was going to be, but you might find something great. So I love that. First of all, I love that they changed their name so fast and were like, yeah, I'm just going to take this advice, and it worked. It literally worked. Good for you. Now it's time to get in, try different games, figure out what works, see what people are reacting to. But my biggest piece of advice is to not do content. This goes for every single type of niche, so everyone who's listening can take advantage of this. Don't make videos on things you won't be interested in making tons of videos on. That is to say, if you make a video tomorrow on something and it pops off, you better be super excited to make more videos on that topic. If you do a video on a topic you're not super excited about, but you do it just because you hope it works, and it does work, you've just made your channel into that thing. And I've talked to so many creators over the years where they've done that thing. They've made a video about something that has nothing to do with their main content. It pops off. Now they're doing content they don't even like to do.
Something that is excited me there, just as I was doing a quick search. We're all aware of Fortnite, Fall Guys. These are games with big communities, hard to break into. But this caught my interest, Creatures of Scenario. So what I did is a quick search, and this really interests me. At the very top of the search rankings, a video from 1 day ago, 3,000 subscribers, 10,000 views.
Wow.
Another channel here with less than a day ago, 900 subscribers, 4,000 views.
Wow.
So, Travis, as you say, if this creator really enjoys this game and is really passionate about it, it looks as if this surviving 100 days isn't an idea that works at the moment. But they have a collection here of ideas that they could take and then remake in their own style and content, because this is a golden opportunity. You don't see this that often, a game that isn't oversaturated on YouTube. So if this is a game of interest that you want to play for weeks, if not months going forward, I would lean into this at least for a proportion of your content at the moment. Yeah, I can see why you've tried it, because like I survived 100 days as this creature. It just didn't work for you in those 2 videos, but I think you're on the right path with this content. It was a,
By the way,
good idea.
Early. It's still early. It's 3 days on a new channel.
True.
So, you know,
True. But yeah, welcome to YouTube, CAPA Gaming, and you've learned something about channel names in this live stream, which is awesome. What was that?
I love that the people that I love in this chat are the people that'll go, okay, that advice I'm not sure about, but I'm gonna try it. I do it, and then you see it work. Changing your name in this live. Did you come to this live stream knowing you're gonna change your name? No. Did it work all of a sudden? Yes. Yes.
All right. Vicky says she's found this Geo channel, but she says they're not active in the chat.
Oh, cool.
And here we are.
Okay. Wait, how can they not be in the chat? That's how we picked them.
I know. I'm a bit confused.
They were like, let me throw my name out there. I'm out.
So sometimes we call channels dank meme channels, where they're just doing funny skits and stuff, but we can't really figure out. Well, this channel says they're about Rick Astley, and maybe that's all you need to know.
I mean, is it all going to be like, yeah, I mean, never going to give you up. Spinning fish. Click spinning fish for 25.
All right, go on then. Are we going to get any music here? No, it's just a spinning fish with music that might be copyright claimed. I think there's definitely copyright claimable music, so I'm going to keep talking over it. I mean, cool.
Check the shorts real quick, just to make sure there's
all right.
If there's anything different going on over there. Okay. It looks like content from other creators or other places of the internet.
Did I cook? I don't know. This is one of the YouTube Shorts things you can do now, where you can chop down. You can tap on the screen to chop down stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
So one of the filters you can get, you actually put that on screen, but you probably want to record yourself as you're tapping the screen and trying to remove the blocks.
Is that a game you do that on?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Interesting.
But, you know, this channel is a little all over the shop. So, like, if it's about Rick Astley and geography and speedrunning shorts, pick one of his lanes.
Yeah, please.
You've also rotted your brain for views.
At least you're honest.
At least you're honest.
Okay,
let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I've missed that sound effect, so let's go with this one instead.
Koi fish was almost there.
Yeah, koi fish almost got selected. Not today though. Racecar Soundscape.
Cool, very cool.
I want this to be an ASMR channel about different car engines. Oops.
That's not a bad idea. My guess is it
it
exists somewhere, or at the very least, the videos exist. Very cool.
Race cars, Formula One, F1 motorbikes. I think it might be actually.
Okay, surprising alternate to relaxation sounds. Is that going to be cars too? Yeah, the sounds. So there you are. Like, no surprise. I said it. Like I said, I'm not surprised you would hear this
Let's
exists.
just click on one.
Almost 10 hours. That's interesting.
Right, I'm just going to go 2 hours in.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, I guess I get the idea of it's an alternative approach to, and I'm not going to call these relaxing sounds, but sounds from something that you're interested in. I want to know, is this a proven concept though? What would you search for?
Car ASMR? ASM car?
ASMR car detailing. Let's try that.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that this just isn't a proven concept with an audience on YouTube enough to try. Well, there's this one, but that's only a minute long.
And it's probably being used for people for sound effects.
What about this one?
Yeah, ASM car would be a good name for the channel. Yeah.
So that's just a car running an idle in neutral.
And then they got 240. I want to read the comments on that. What do people saying about this?
Yeah,
I really do want to know what people like about it. The story, when I get bored, I play this in my Toyota Corolla as loud as possible with the roll sound.
I love how this says for sleeping. Never thought I could actually sleep to this. I guess the difference with this one is it's a constant hum. You know, like it's a constant rain noise.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't change much. Whereas this one, it's constantly changing engine revving noises. So there's
It says this video is perfect to help you focus, relax, study, meditate, sleep. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, is that true? Is that true?
I mean, if I'm sleeping to this, I don't know about that.
And my other question is it 10 hours of unique sounds, or could there be some looping going on here as well?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, I think there's any type of content that exists, there's viewers for it. So there probably is a viewership for this.
Do you reckon?
I think there probably is.
Now this is coming only through my right ear. Well, mostly through my right ear.
I feel like saying that this is good for sleep is just being disingenuous. Yeah. But there probably is a viewership for this. Again, I've seen strange things have really big viewership. So
I think before you make any more videos, because they've been doing this now for several months, and the most popular video has 3,000 views. I think they need to do some really deep research as a proof of concept to really find out if there is a market for this. And also, I think what might be worth there are at least 6 subs that sleep to this. Okay, cool. That you must get some phenomenal watch time then from those 6
yeah, I
subs.
mean, absolutely, which is great.
I think this might be worth experimenting with shorts just to see if people would be interested in hearing this for like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. That might be something to experiment with. And then there's also a big question of, does this need, you know, like lo-fi sounds has like a continuous animation going on. I'm wondering if this needs like a continuous animation going on in the video as well. Just as a thought. Because I would say with you now 20 videos into this, I'm not sure if there's a market for this, or if it doesn't seem to be a proven market yet. And I know you're using some strong SEO here, you know, with different engine noises. To try adding flyby clips, maybe, but then you get into a real challenge of, you know, the video gets enormous. A 10-hour video is going to be maybe several terabytes as opposed to a couple of 100 meg, which these videos might be at the moment. But it's interesting. It's different. I applaud you for trying something new that we've never seen on YouTube to this point. Let's draw another channel, shall we? I'll go back to my drum roll. So I'm always just like half a second early. All right, Millennial Mysteries, Travis. Maybe this is the true crime channel for your father.
Say that again.
And maybe this is the true crime channel for your father because.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, this looks a bit scary, actually.
That does look scary.
Right, what do we got here? I think first of all, let's just address the big elephant in the room, which is dark red text on a dark thumbnail. It's making these thumbnails visually unappealing, I would say. Difficult to read. But anyway, Berg Entries 5.9. Creepypasta horror stories. Again, we may suggest taking these hashtags out of the titles and putting them into the video description. But I got to be honest, I have no clue what I'm getting into with these a lot of these thumbnails.
Yeah, I don't either. Not that they're necessarily bad, but they're because again, every niche is different. The sensibilities of people who watch different content in different niches is different. But me looking at this, I don't really like red text. It's a lot of times hard to read.
Let's take this as an example. Never go into the basement. You don't need that text in a thumbnail. You probably just need that image. Having a puppies there just makes me worried about this is something about puppies being something happened to puppies, and that really saddens me. So I would just have this ominous staircase going down into a basement where you can't see what's in through the door. That would be far more powerful rather than how you've packaged it like this, in my opinion. Do I click on one of these? I'm too scared to. Although it looks like, I'm wondering if this is an AI generated channel. Let's listen. Or is it not going to play the video? No. It's been it used to do this all of the time. And then I've had like a year of just not breaking the internet when I click on videos. So I wonder why.
You're an internet breaker.
Breaker of internets.
Breaker of internets.
Yeah, I just don't think we're going to get anything here.
I'm going to use this moment to promote.
Maybe it's for the best. Yeah, go ahead, Travis.
The Boost by vidIQ. Great new YouTube channel where we do the podcast, myself and Jen, and Rob was on recently. Make sure you go check that out. If you are obsessed about YouTube and you just want to hear people talk about YouTube and have fun, make sure you go check it out. Victoria will put a link in the chat here. Go watch our latest podcast or the one with Rob. It was on 2 weeks ago. Lots of fun. We love y'all. Yes. W boost.
It's working now.
Some sort of pinkish gunk coiled out like.
All right, now so this is a narrator.
Oh, okay.
I cut open what I thought was a watermelon.
It's a narrative story.
Gotcha.
I
By the way,
owned
those
that
work.
mountain Joy and got nothing but length of bone filled with a clear yellow mush. I put money into the coat.
All right. So let's start with the packaging. Then I would say at this point, these thumbnails. Let's remove the text, remove this background, choose the most effective image for the titles, and go with that for the time being. Because this red text on a dark detailed thumbnail, it's a big turn off for me. Find it difficult to read.
Yeah, I mean, we do creepypasta and no sleep narrations. So there probably is a whole niche of things that we don't understand that makes sense for this. I absolutely believe something like this could work on YouTube, which is weird because you don't see a lot of visuals. But there, again, podcasts themselves without video are some of the biggest viewership on YouTube, and they don't necessarily have any visuals. So really interesting stuff.
All right, and that brings us to the top of the hour. Again, I've played that music again, which usually just completely butchers my audio. Hopefully it's not. But I thoroughly enjoyed this live stream. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't looking forward to it because I was feeling rotten. But Travis, you joining at the perfect time. You just made this live stream amazing, which means that I'm going to gift you an extra bit of time to plug the virtues of the amazing Boost podcast and what they can get there.
Yeah, speaking of podcasts, if you like video podcasts or audio podcasts, we got you covered. Just check out the boost at vidIQ.com. Or no, wait, yeah, the boost at vidIQ.com is the name of the channel. Link here in the chat. And there's an audio version. So if you just want to listen, you don't want to have to watch my ugly face along with Jen. You can absolutely do that under Tube Talk on all of your podcasting platforms. We take email, but our channel's become an email response channel. People email us questions and we answer, and they're so fun. They're some of the most interesting emails I've ever read. Like I said, Old Man Gibbs sent an email last week. We read it on the air, and this past week on Monday. And what a interesting email he sent. If you're interested in more about who Old Man Gibb is, you might want to go check out this past episode.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Tuesday Channel Audit live streams. Fair warning, I am not going to be here next week, so who knows what's happening. Thumbnail audits should be back tomorrow. I know John wasn't able to do it last week, but he should be back tomorrow, so make sure to join us for that. Otherwise, do enjoy the rest of your creating day, and yeah, we'll be back very soon. Take care. I'm kind of blabbering here because I'm finding the right button I need to press to take us to the official outro.